Hello, I'm Benson and welcome to my channel. Today I got a laser from Algo Technology or AlgoLaser. Now they sent this to me for free to review. They have seen my video on my budget laser video and they say they can do one better. So they sent me this machine for this review. The one they sent me is the DIY kit MK2. Now this is their entry-level laser. They do have two versions, so the 5-volt laser and the 10-volt laser. And I got the 10-volt version, which I think is a very good balance between detail engraving and cutting power. At the time of making this video, it is listed at £236 or $299 just for the machine itself. They also sent me their air pump, which is air assist, and also the honeycomb platform. I really want to test out this machine because it has something on offer which my previous budget laser doesn't. So this one have a standalone kind of a computer. They have their own software, which is the AlgoOS. You can actually engrave without a computer or a phone. So you can actually engrave without using a device. But you can also use your phone, you can also use Lightburn or Laser GRBL as usual. So let's start with the small stuff. So this one here is the air pump. But out of the box you got AlgoLaser air pump, quick start guide. This is a 30-liter air pump. So nicely packed. Now I'm in the UK, so I got a 3-pin plug. So it has an inline adjustment. And this is the air pump itself. So it looks like a drill piston, one output. And you got the air assist hose which comes with that. Rubber feet on the bottom to dampen vibration. And we'll set it up with the machine to show you guys what it can and what it can't do. So the honeycomb size is 450 by 450 and 25mm thick. But the actual working laser bed is 400 by 435. So inside the box you got your honeycomb. And you also got a metal base, so the laser doesn't shoot through the honeycomb and hit your enclosure, if you have one. So that's the honeycomb. It comes with this, I call this the door trim. I think this is for car door trims. But these are for fixing your material onto the honeycomb. And the honeycomb is quite well built because there's no rough edges as such. But because it's made of a metal frame, you do need to have a flat base or else it will twist. But this is same for all honeycomb anyway. Now this must be the 8th laser machine that I have built in the last 3 years. I won't say I have seen it all, but it will be a challenge for me to see how quickly I can build this. Right, so out of the box you got your quick start guide and you got a few material and tie zip in this bag. So inside the box is all kind of form packed, so they won't move around during transit. Now I always like to look at the laser module first because this is the heart of the unit. So this is the laser module with the detachable magnetic shield. So the air assist is already installed on the side here. All you need to do is just plug in the air hose on top. Connector, power and laser with a cooling fan. So the cooling heatsink is inside. This is a stack laser of 10 volts. So that means that there should be two 5-volt laser in there which stack together. The focal distance is 30mm and it's a fixed focal distance. So that means that you fix the laser dot focus by moving this up and down. And that's why they got a mounting rail on the back right here. It comes with a safety goggle. Now this is a must for any kind of a lasering work. I will never rely on just the shield on the laser module. So you got a couple of gear belts, all the bots. This is the power supply for the laser. So this is 24 volt at 4 amp. So the machine is used an aluminum profile to build and they are marked with color stickered. Yep, there's two more here, so A, B, C, D. So you got 4 brackets and those are the legs for the machine as well. So you got the X-axis and this is all run on those round plastic wheels. And you got the 2-stepper motor already connected to the rail. You got a piece of air hose for compressed air, USB-C cable, and this is the heart of the unit. And this is where they store the AlgoLaser OS, and you got a Wi-Fi antenna on the back. And in this box you got a lens. I don't know if this is a spare or is there one on the laser already, but this should be a spare but those are consumable mirrors because eventually you will have to change them. But if you keep them clean, they should last for a while. So let me count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I count this at 1, so 7, 8, 9, less than 10 pieces. So, you know, how hard can it be? It took me 45 minutes to put it together. It could be a lot quicker if I haven't got the C rail here upside down. So first I got it upside down, I take it out, and then I put it back in, and then actually the number needs to be on the inside, so I have to turn it around. That took me a bit of time to figure out, but apart from that, it's quite straightforward. Couple of screws to put the profile together, and once you tighten them together, they all square up nicely. One complaint I have is with this air hose. The air hose they choose is really kind of rigid. It took me a while to unwind them, and kind of like they only clink up together. I think I might need to use a heat gun to warm it up. It doesn't come with any cable tidy or cable chain, but as expected for this price range, I wouldn't think there will be any. So I need to follow the instruction and try to make it as neat as possible. Okay, so I managed to build everything to specs, and I did the best I can to cable manage the system. So all the end switch cable and the stepper motor cable is now tied down to the machine body. I use some heat to soften the air tube so that now it got a much better kind of radius band. But once I do the enclosure, I need to think about how I can do some cable management, because I really don't like cables hanging around like this, especially when they move to the extremes where they kind of meet each other. And if the cable end up in the work area and move the tiles, it might affect your project, or worse, catch fire. So for budget machine, that is something that you do need to think about, because they don't come with cable chain. Cable chain itself is not the answer to everything, because they do introduce some kind of a friction, so sometimes that can affect the movements as well. So there's no easy fix there. In terms of the cable for the laser head, now is the kind of the highest that it can go. So when it comes down a bit, all the cable have enough flex so that it can reach that kind of a position. So with a quick test, without moving it too much, the cable allows them to reach almost everywhere. It will hit the end switch and stop there. And this one here, it will hit the end switch, which is stopped there. And if I push it to the furthest away from the machine, and there is still flex on the cable to reach that area. And if it goes to the far end of the corner, and it has enough cable to reach that side of the table as well. So now I'm ready to initiate the machine. I have the power brick plugged into my main, so this one go into the power here. And you got the AlgoLaser logo, and it's now loading. Air assist, I plugged it in already, and the control is through the little dial on the inline controller. Yep, I can feel the airflow from the nozzle. I'm going to switch it off for now. Okay, just now the emergency button was pressed down, so it was making that noise. Okay, so this is what the machine looks like when it starts up. I choose English. It's a touch screen, which is really nice and bright. English again, say hello. You can choose different language. There is Thai, German, French, for example. I'm going to choose English. Go back. So you can connect this to my Wi-Fi network. Obviously, I need to give you the PIN number. Okay, it's connected successfully. So now it says everything is ready with a smiley logo. And then scan the QR code to see the official website. So you can use your phone to do that, but I am going to go back to finish. Just like if you have a car, when you log on, you can see all the error code which throw up while you are installing. So I'm going to delete all of them. So now there's no messages. Let's go back. So first you got control. This one is just simple movement. So you can choose to ask the machine to go wherever position in the bed by using the joypad function. You can choose how far they go, for example, by 1, by 10, by 100. And if you press the home button, and it goes back to the home position. Settings. So Wi-Fi is on, it's connected to my Wi-Fi network. Virtual USB disk. Now this one you do have to enable if you want to use the reader to read your SD card or your USB. So this is the full build of the AlgoLaser MK2 DIY kit. Took me an hour to put everything together neatly. I did all the cable management the best that I can. The air pump is connected and is controlled by the inline controller. And this is a 400 by 400 honeycomb bed inside the built area. So next part of the video, I will move this to an open space, not on the bench here because I don't want to burn my bench. And then we will do some testing. There's my laser packer, that's my Niji Max 4. So until I build the enclosure for the AlgoLaser, this is how I'm going to run it at the moment. So I got my extractor fan hanging down here, and then I'm going to do some demonstration for you guys right here. Let's download the app so I can use my app with the machine, and then I'm going to use Lightburn as well, just to show you guys what this thing can do. AlgoLaser, they have their own app. So let's download that. Shouldn't take that long because my internet here is super fast. So homepage, preview, engraving process. So they just walk through what you can do with the laser. AlgoLaser would like to find and connect to your network. So allowed, networked. Oh, and I'm on the wrong Wi-Fi. So I have two Wi-Fi network here. So and then we go back to the general one. Go back here, refresh. So now the phone actually discovered the device. Now I have control from my phone to the machine, even though the screen is not on. When I touch it, it says mobile connection control in progress. So now the phone actually taken control over that, which is fine. This is what I want. So let's go to engraving. So you got library. So they already have some template here. So let's go with the bear. And now you can adjust like what size you want the engraving. I only want a small one. So let's say I want it by, let's say a 40 by 40. And I'm going to move it to the middle of the bed. Alright, so it's roughly going to be over there. For this testing purpose, I'm going to put my cardboard paper there. The focus is done by using this focusing block. All I need to do is to make sure the laser head is sitting on the lip of this focusing block. Now I got my laser focus. I go to config. So this, you can choose the mode. It's like, how do you want the machine to work? Is it a vector, or is it a scan? Is it dot matrix? So there's quite a lot of setting that you can do. Let's say we want to do 40%. Something is happening. So in real time, it's showing you darker color shade where they actually engraving the progress. And that is the actual engraving right there. The air pump is a bit noisy though. It say engraving task complete, so stop, and then we can go back and go back to control, I guess. So, what do you think? So now that I know the machine will work with my phone, now I want to test it out with a USB drive. And this is the function that I never had before for other machines. So I put in my USB drive. There are some graphics in there, a selection of different graphics. Please use a FAT32 format USB stick. So mine is not formatted properly, so let's fix that. Okay, let's try this again. Now I format this in FAT32. Okay, now I have the file on here, but the preview doesn't seem to work. It gives me the file name, which is keep scrolling, but I don't see any photos of it. So let's go to the logo. Cannot display, right? Okay. Alright, so this one you can. So go to engraving, material, wood, metal, acrylic, plywood. Let's say wood. Quality high, power 100%, speed is fast, mode is scan, pass is 1, 8,000 or something like that. Okay, so we go processing. Adjust the laser. Okay, we use the same piece of cardboard, so we don't need to focus. Then next. And then let's home it first. Okay, and then we will move it to where we want it to. Yeah, we don't want it there, so let's change it to 100. That's about right, so let's try it there. Perfect. And then we go, am I recording? I hope I am. And then we go start. So there are some limitations of what it can and what it can't do then. Or maybe it's just me not knowing how to use this yet. All right, let me choose another logo. So this one, it did engrave, but I need to work on my settings. So this part is my favorite software, which is Lightburn. I did a search and it discovered the laser machine as a 400 by 400, a COM14, AlgoO MK2. 400 by 400, next. Where is origin of laser? Let's do front left, auto home, next. That's it, so finish. Now I'm going to click on that and then press OK. Device, okay, and then you change that to. So now I have the correct bed size. Let's see if I can control the laser. So now I have control over the machine just like any other laser, and I should be able to do a lot more with my software here. So the first thing I want to test is, can I use this laser to cut some photographs? So this is just my inkjet photo paper. So there we go. So clean cut on my photo and 50% power and 1 pass, and this will cut my photo paper nicely. I mean, I can adjust it even more at the moment, but this is good enough for this particular video. So 800 millimeter per minute and 80% power, 2 passes for now. I'm going to add a bit more decoration to the frame and I am done for this project. So I'm feeling brave right here. I didn't do any material test, but from my previous experience, 800 speed, 40 power, just to engrave a little bit of the wording. And then the offset, I want to cut it out. The cutout line will be 800 speed, but 90 power and 2 passes. So here is the finished product. Cut out from this piece of very thin 2.5mm wood. And I have to do it twice because I forgot. And I put the fill layer as 2 passes and it just completely burns through. So here is my super simple project. So I got my photo within 2 pieces of wood. The top layer is a cutout, slightly smaller than the photo. So that becomes my picture frame. And then I use a Lightburn to cut out the words and make a bit of an offset, so just give it a bit more interesting shape. And then I use a silver marker to write, fill in the brown area. Now the black is because like I did a deep engraving. And then now I just need to stick this on here and my picture frame is complete. So this will be the end of my video. This was quite easy to set up. I think they call it DIY kit because literally you just fix it yourself. And it took me about 45 minutes to put it together. Probably a bit quicker if I haven't made the mistake of putting the rail wrong. There are a few things which I don't like. Let's get that out of the way first. First of all is this kind of a cable management mess here, right here. Now the air tube is too rigid and it doesn't really want to follow the flow of the wire. And if the wire is like this and branch up, it can actually affect the performance in terms of like it's going to get in the way of the movement. I can fix that. I can put one of those like plastic coil stuff just to make sure it's out of the way. And once I have my enclosure built, then I have a better idea of where I want the cables to be. And second thing I don't like is the air assist. At the moment, the air assist is pumping air into here, which benefits the machine because it makes a much clearer burn than a normal 10-watt laser. But the nozzle is too big for the air to come through. I'm sure I can make the nozzle smaller by hacking it, putting something in and then drill a hole. But if I turn on the air assist, at the moment it's just a light hum, which is normal. But if I turn it to the max, the vibration from the nozzle here, I think it just happened that the airflow and the resonance make a lot of loud noise, which I don't like. So definitely I'm going to take the nozzle and then modify it, actually make it more effective as well, because I do think the nozzle is too big for the air to come through. I mean, the end switch, they use the spade and connector, And I nearly broke one or two of them because when I push it in, it kind of moved, and then I bend the pin like 90 degrees. It still works, but I think the connector is a bit raw in terms of the finishing. But apart from that, I really like the machine. It performed well. When I used the phone, I managed to use the template and actually make something out of cardboard within my first burn. So I think AlgoOS is very intuitive on the phone, so it doesn't really take long to learn it. In terms of using the screen here to finish a project, yes, it does work, but for me, I probably won't use that a lot because I do miss my Lightburn functionality. When I use Lightburn, I got full control on the laser engraver, and I can do a lot more detailed stuff a lot quicker. Whereas on here, you're limited by the small screen here, and for some reason, I can't change the scan to cut. So I can engrave with this machine function on the screen, but I can't choose it to do a vector line, for example. Apart from that, for the amount of money, you really can't go wrong with the AlgoLaser DIY kit MK2. With a 10-volt laser, it can cuts comfortably. So this is just my quick example of what the machine can do. My next video will be the enclosure. AlgoLaser actually make an enclosure that you can buy off the shelf. But for me, I do like to build my own stuff. So as you can see, I have two other lasers here with an enclosure, and I'm going to build an enclosure for this one. And hopefully I can show you more interesting projects. Thank you very much for watching. Can't wait to see you next time with more interesting gadgets. Bye bye.